and welcome back to the Residual Royalty Academy. So on this channel, my intention and goal is to show you and help you go from zero to at least $1,000 in passive income. That's 4 figures in 4 months using low content publishing on Amazon. So in today's video, we're looking at what does the Amazon algorithm look at and what really affects where your books will show on each page, whether you'll be on page 1 or kind of page 100. Okay, so we're going to look at 4 different factors. But before we get into that, I just want to say make sure that you're subscribed, because over 50% of people watching these videos are not yet subscribed. So it would really help if you could help me to get to 3,000 subscribers soon, so we can share the message of passive income with as many people as we can. Okay, so let's look at the first factor. So the first factor is the sales rank, otherwise known as the BSR, and it's probably the most important factor for low content books, at least initially. I'll explain why that is in a minute. But basically the BSR is just a number that your books get given depending on how many sales they're making, and it's updated every single hour. On each store, on each marketplace, the BSR is going to be different. So my books will have a different BSR on Amazon UK than they will on Amazon Germany, than they will on Amazon USA. So the more sales you get, the lower your BSR will go, and obviously 1 is the best BSR. That means you're the best book on Amazon, and number 1 million is quite bad, and it means you're barely ever selling a copy of your paperback book. BSRs are also different for ebooks and paperbacks and for audiobooks. So there's kind of a lot of intricacies with BSR, but basically you want the number to be as low as you can, and I would say that's a high BSR, even though it's a low number. I hope you understand what I mean there. Now let's look at the second factor that the Amazon algorithm looks at. So this is relevance for a specific keyword. So if you've got a Mother's Day notebook and you've got Mother's Day in the title, and people are searching Mother's Day and your book is showing up, and then somebody is following through and buying that book, that would mean your book has a low bounce rate, because people are not clicking on it and bouncing away. They're clicking on it and then buying a product, which means that Amazon knows that when the customer searches Mother's Day, that yours is a Mother's Day book, so obviously it increases the relevance, and that's going to also help you get to that first page on Amazon. So you want as low a bounce rate as you can. It's actually not possible to find out what your bounce rate is, but basically if people are clicking on your book, maybe they don't like your description or your price is too high, then they're going to click off, and that's going to give you a higher bounce rate. So it's important that you get everything right in order to keep a low bounce rate, and then hopefully you get put closer to the top of the search results based on the Amazon algorithm. So the third thing that the Amazon algorithm takes into account is social proof. So that is, does it have many reviews? How many does it have? And what star rating are they overall or on average? So sometimes you'll see that when you search for a keyword for a low content or a no content book on Amazon, sometimes it's not the best BSRs that are at the top only. Sometimes the ones that have reviews get pushed higher towards the top, just because Amazon is using that social proof aspect of the algorithm. So if you can get reviews, it's definitely helpful, but I certainly wouldn't go about getting your family members to write reviews or paying a virtual assistant to write reviews. So just to talk from a point of experience, this book here you can see has made me $920 in royalties. That's 428 sales. And that book has only got 20 reviews on Amazon USA. So if you do 428 divided by 20, that means that only 1 in every 20 customers that has bought the book has actually left a review. So even if you get 100 sales on a book, you might only get 5 reviews, but I think even that is a bit generous. So maybe 1 in every 40 customers will leave a review. So I just really wouldn't worry about getting those organic reviews. They will come in anyway, but don't force them and don't do anything that's against Amazon terms of service, as it's just not worth it. The reviews are going to help, but that book that I just even mentioned you there isn't selling that much right now. So I can't say that social proof has a huge impact on the Amazon algorithm. So it does have a little effect, but I wouldn't really get too worked up about it. So you can see the last one here is sales velocity. So this is defined by Amazon as the more sales you produce on Amazon, the higher you will rank. And it's also affected by, does the book keep selling after a quick spike in sales? So when Amazon initially promotes your book higher at the start and it makes some sales, does it keep selling or does it just fall off? And that's going to give you a sales velocity number that Amazon is also going to include in their complex algorithm in order to determine the popularity and to see where they're going to place your book on the search results for a specific keyword. So as I say, the algorithm assesses popularity by combining all of these aspects into one and formulates which books are going to show on the first, second, third page for any given keyword based off that. So for low content books, we only really need to worry about the BSR until the books start to do really well, and then reviews can become more important, but as I say, they will generally come organically. So just don't do anything in terms of reviews that is going to go against Amazon's terms of service. I can leave a link in the description to Amazon's terms of service with reviews. But the other two, as I say, relevance, the bounce rate, and the sales velocity are kind of out of your control. So just focus on the BSR, and the reviews will come organically. So I hope that's been an interesting video into what the Amazon algorithm looks at. There's not really a lot to apply here other than just make sure that your books are really good quality. So if you have learned something from this video and you've enjoyed watching, then please hit the like button. I really, really appreciate that. And I'll see you in the next video, which will be on Friday.